What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to today's edition of Free Tool Friday. My name is Tyler S. Clark, and I'm so excited to share with you our magic bullet, the fastest way to grow your accounting firm. And I know how that sounds, but what we realize is people would come to us and they say, Tyler, we know you've got a lot of really powerful strategies to be able to grow, but if you could only pick one of those that you believe would lead to the results the fastest, what would that be? And the answer is there are no magic bullets, but this is the fastest way to grow your accounting firm. And the way this really works is it's a form of referrals. And that might sound strange because referrals are actually the slowest way to grow an accounting firm, right? It's like you get one referral, then you get another referral, and you'll reach your growth goals, but it may just take you a decade or 2 decades to do it if you only rely on referrals. However, there's a very different type of referral that works incredibly well to accelerate you, okay? And this is known as the Dream 100 strategy. Shout out to Russell Brunson, who initially introduced us to this concept. But the Dream 100 is the idea, as opposed to one-to-one, going and knocking on a door, direct messaging, cold calling, cold emailing, whatever it is, right? Instead of going directly to that dream prospective client, you are now going to someone who is using a one-to-many approach. In other words, they already have the trust of the audience that you want to be working with. And this is how you go from fishing without any bait to shooting fish in a barrel. And real quick, isn't shooting fish with a barrel in a barrel like a really weird expression? Like who originated that? How did it get popular? I don't know, but if you know, let me know in the comments section down below. But I'm going to use shooting fish in a barrel as a mental image to help us understand how Dream 100 truly is meant to work. So let me explain again just how Dream 100 starts. What you do is you look at complementary and non-competitive service providers that are already working with the clients that you clearly want to be able to work with. When you see us promoting NeoTax, or when you see us promoting a big one coming up that we're really excited about for a workflow management tool, they're amazing. They're just absolutely crushing it in the space. Or when you see us promoting anybody, what we're doing is we're saying, hey, you have a complementary offer to what Dream Firms does, and we want to make our audience aware of it. And by extension, we'd like to go in front of your audience and be able to share what Dream Firms has to offer. And the same thing is true for you. So this is who has access to the audience that you want to work with. Now, the thing that's interesting about the shooting fish in a barrel analogy is that barrels can be different sizes and they can have different types of fish in them. And so you might say, well, wait a minute. You might be going to someone and say, wait a minute, you don't really have the type of fish I'm looking for, the prospective dream clients. Those are really just more of 1040 work. I'm trying to get away from 1040 work. I want to go towards this particular type of style of work with this specific type of client. You might say, hey, I really want to be working specifically with crypto and I want to do advisory, right? Again, and you can fill in the blank with whatever it is you want to be doing there. And then you go, wait a minute, that barrel is all wrong. And then you go and find someone, they go, oh, wait, I have exactly what you're looking for, right? Like I do financial planning for crypto, right? Like that's what I do. We need more of the accounting in the back end, bookkeeping piece. We should put something together. But here's where things get interesting, right? It's one thing to have the list and be able to go and see who has control of this audience that you'd like to gain access to. But what we need to do is we need to say, are we comparing a reservoir of the fish we're looking for against a tiny little cup, right? And so what that means is if like you show up and you're like, you've got this little tiny cup with a couple of guppies in it, and you're going to talk to someone who's got this huge reservoir filled with all these massive fish, then they're gonna be like, well, is this a fair trade, right? Like if I give you access to my audience, am I going to get access to your audience, and will it be somewhat of an equitable arrangement? And if the answer to that question is no, that's okay. What you need to do is you need to go and say, well, I might have this little cup right now, which is very normal. But if I go to someone that also maybe is just starting to grow, and maybe they've got a bowl, right? Or maybe they've got something that's saying that they've got the right type of fish in that bowl, And if I can just say that, hey, this is growing, yours is growing, we can grow faster together. That's the fastest way to grow, is you find like-minded people in a similar space that have a similar audience of a similar size. And you say, hey, why don't we make our growth journey a little bit easier? And I can give you access to the people that know me that most likely don't know you, and we can do this vice versa, and we'll both benefit. So to summarize, what we're doing here is we're finding a list of people. Again, this is what Dream 100 is. It's 100 people that have access to the audience you want to work with. And then from that, you say, well, I have the list. Now what? Now what? Now what do we do? Now we make an offer. Now we go to them and we connect and we say, hey, I like what you're doing. I see what you've got going on. Perhaps there's an opportunity for us to collaborate. So step one is the list. Step two is let's make the connection. And step three is let's make the offer. Let's get the date on the calendar for a co-promotion, co-branded event. And there are a couple of different ways to do this. If you notice the way that we like to do them, we like to do that interview style event where we invite basically everyone we possibly can and say, let's put this together. And then same thing is true on the other side. You can do this with podcasts. You can do it with webinars. You can do simply just a co-branded email promotion. Say, hey, I really like this person. I think they've got something that you should check out. But there's one last element to this that I think is sometimes neglected when people talk about Dream 100, is that you have to be able to have transparency and track what's happening on the back end, right? So once you're sending people to a service provider, of course, you want to vet them, validate them that they're ethical and honest. If you ever see someone get removed from a Dream 100, it's usually not a good sign. But the point is like, you want to make sure that you're sending that traffic over, but you're also tracking whether or not that traffic is materializing into what that person wants, and vice versa, because it's not just as simple as, hey, let's just put on a webinar together. It's let's make sure we promote it. And then after we finish the promotion, let's make sure that we're both getting what we want from this. And then we can tweak and change how it works in the long run. And believe me, when I say that we've done this, we have clients that do this exceptionally successfully. And every time they get in front of these audiences, calendars get booked up, dream clients start buying from them. It is the fastest way to grow. It takes some foresight. It takes some planning, like any initiative or strategy, but it is by far the fastest way to grow your accounting firm, bar none. So let me leave you with just a little piece of food for thought. If you have not put together a co-promotion with another company in the last 90 days, I challenge you to do it in the next 90. That's 30 days of building a list. That's 30 days of being able to interact with that list and generate some interest. And then that's 30 days to promote and put on the event itself. If you do that over the next 90 days, validate whether or not what I'm telling you is the truth. And believe me when I say you will find that it is, in fact, the fastest way to grow your firm. So I hope you've enjoyed today's Free Tool Friday. My name is Tyler S. Clark. If you want to be able to create and elevate your dream firm to an all new status, we'd love for the opportunity to help you to do just that. And remember that only you can create your dream firm, but we help you every single step of the way. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, everyone. And we'll see you next week for an all new edition of Free Tool Friday.